welcome back to the Mama I Made It podcast. Today we have a very special guest. He is a hip-hop artist, he is an engineer, and he is also a good friend. Actually, before we start us off, I want to talk to you about the first time we met. Do you remember the first time we met? So we were both part of an Excel program, which is like an engineer program that they have I think about 20 students come in earlier on in the year. And that's when I first met you, and just speaking to you, I was so amazed with the amount of stuff that you do. He is so multifaceted. So we appreciate having you today on the show. I think, John, this is the first time you're meeting Harris, so it's going to be exciting. Exciting. But I think I want to know, who was Harris way before, back in childhood? What type of child were you? What type of aspirations did you have growing up? What type of family, what type of household did you have? siblings? Who was younger Harris?
Yeah, I appreciate that. First off, I appreciate y'all having me. Excited to be here and chat a little bit with you, and hopefully people can take something away from it. But growing up, I mean, where do you even start? I grew up just outside of Chicago, so just west of the city. It was me, my older sister, and my two parents, and so we're super close family. And I think part of that came from, I went to boarding school.
Oh, that's a different one.
Yeah, so 14 years old, basically on my 14th birthday, drove up to Wisconsin, about 2.5 hours away, and I went to boarding school for high school. So I was there all 4 years, and I think that made us really close.
Yeah.
But before that time, I had aspired to do everything. So the whole multifaceted thing, it was from when I was a kid.
Wow.
So I had wanted to be an NBA, like most kids. We talked about NBA. But I wanted to do everything, all sports, baseball, I did it all. And so I wanted to be the best of the best in whatever I did.
Wow.
So that translated into that. That translated into being a doctor, translated into being a lawyer. Never an engineer, which is funny. But high school was when a lot of that stuff came together for me and got a bit more clarity on what was next.
How was that? I feel like boarding school is very different from everyone's high school experience. How was, I guess, for us, we moved away from home beginning of college, and it's brand new to us. You come here and it's oh, I've been away from my parents for 4 years already. How was that? That's very fun.
Yeah, it definitely prepared me. Coming to Northwestern, I definitely had a leg up on a lot of people, because it was I've been doing this.
Yeah.
So even in the Excel program, it was people coming there, and that's their first time being away, and they taking these classes and whatnot. And for me, it was this is nothing. I'm closer to home than I was for high school. So it was a good experience, and it really just prepared me for the next level.
Yeah, what type of interest did you have in high school? Were you a math guy, or more into the sciences, or what academic subjects were you super interested in? And did you do anything else outside of school? I heard you mention a lot of sports. Was there a sport that you were so passionate about during high school?
Yeah, I think on the academic side, I was really interested in math. Science was cool. I was always good at math and science, so that was kind of my two things. But I was really interested in math, and then part of why I went there was they had a really good writing and English program, and so that wasn't my strength at the time, but I got a lot better as a result of doing that. So academic wise, it was really math. I always did advanced math classes, and then did well academically. But on the sports side, I did everything.
Wow.
Basketball, soccer, baseball, track.
Nice.
So my school, they didn't have gym class, so they required you to play a sport every single season. And so basketball was always the favorite, for sure.
I know you guys were chatting about basketball. So what are the teams that you like about it? I know you told us, but what teams do you like?
I'm a big fan of the Bulls. They haven't always, done well. So I've always liked other players too. So we talked about the Lakers. I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay.
I like seeing the Lakers succeed. I'm an Ant fan, so I like seeing the Timberwolves succeed. So I'm a fan of the Bulls. That's my team, and I'm gonna always root for them. But I'll root for some other teams depending on the players.
Do you remember the? No, I'm trying to think. You were probably too young for the Bulls run, right? Like, were you?
Are you talking about Jordan?
Yeah, I'm talking like 90. Yeah,
Yep.
90.
So I was too young.
Okay.
But, like, first couple years of my life, they won.
Yeah.
So like I think the first 3 years of my life, the Bulls were champions.
Okay.
Amazing.
So like,
Yeah.
you know, that was just the norm for me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
I
Yeah.
think the first basketball game I went to was a Bulls game.
Really?
And, like, the funnest thing was, you know, when they put their hands up, the wave thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
It's
It
a
was
lot
the
of fun.
best. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot of energy at those games.
Yeah.
It's good. That's the thing about it. Like, win or lose, Chicago's such a Bulls, you know,
Absolutely.
city.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's always good.
And now I know you do music, so like during high school, did you ever like rap with a couple friends, or like how did the music aspect of
Mhm.
your journey like kick off?
Yeah. So high school is really where it started.
Mhm.
When I was young, I was always into music
Mhm.
in different regards, like learned to play the drums at 8.
Mhm.
Was playing piano at like 3, but like I was like, oh, this is boring. I stopped.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wish I didn't do that, but
Mhm.
you know, always was singing in church and like
Mhm.
playing drums in church, and then
Mhm.
was writing a little bit, you know,
Mhm.
if it was like extra credit for, you know, an assignment, or writing like some poetry for a
Yeah.
girl or whatever it was. But high school was where it was like, okay, this is kind of fun. Let me start doing it with my friends.
Yeah.
We writing over like popular beats at the time and
Mhm.
everything, putting it on Facebook, and then like people are like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
Whoa.
so that's when we started to get into creating songs.
Mhm.
And so my first song that I created was in high school with a
Mhm.
couple buddies. We put it out on iTunes and everything.
Yeah.
So
Well-
that was a big moment. But then I kind of stopped
Yeah.
coming into Northwestern.
Mhm. Then how did you? I guess like we're transitioning into college now.
Yeah.
How did you pick? Okay,
Yeah.
like what am I going to study in college? Engineering, not engineering?
Mhm.
How am I going to keep my hobbies? You know, how did you figure that out?
Yeah. Well, I got to shout out my dad.
Okay.
My dad was always like someone that guided me
Mhm.
through many like decisions that I just didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whether I asked for it or not, you know, he
Mhm.
was gonna let me know what he thought was the best path. And growing up, most of the time I would just listen, you know.
Mhm.
And so he was telling me at the time, like, engineering is the way to go.
Mhm.
So it was way different than it is now, where it's like, you know, they're teaching coding in high school or to
Mhm.
like little kids. Like, I didn't code at all coming
Yeah.
into college. Like,
Mhm.
I really had no understanding of what it was and
Mhm.
like how to do it, and most people didn't.
Right.
And it wasn't until like my college era where
Mhm.
like that started to shift.
Mhm.
So he was just ahead of it, and he knew like, hey, you should go into engineering. That's
Mhm.
where, you know, the world is going.
Mhm.
And I looked through all of them, and I was just like, these don't really sound appealing, but maybe computer. I like computers,
Mhm.
and then that's how I decided on computers.
Mhm.
So, and what about this decision to come to Northwestern over like other schools? Did you apply to like multiple schools, or
Mhm.
what did that look like? Because I know for me, my parents were so like, they wanted me to stay home. Like, it was a big decision for me to like go to a whole different state. So what made you pick like Northwestern over any other school?
Yeah. It ended up being the best option overall.
Mhm.
So I was someone who, like, coming out of high school, it was like, all right, I'm applying to the Ivies, I'm
Yeah.
applying to Northwestern,
Mhm.
I'm applying to other schools I think are cool. And then the Ivies that wasn't really an option. So I
Yeah.
didn't get in most of
Mhm.
those,
Mhm.
waitlisted as some and whatnot.
Mhm.
But then Northwestern and USC ended up being
Oh.
the two options. Now we talked a little bit
I
about
love
it.
USC.
I love LA. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Me
you know,
too.
Did you visit?
I didn't. No. So I didn't visit.
Okay.
But it basically came down to, okay, Northwestern is home.
Yeah.
You here.
Yeah.
And they're giving you a great offer.
Yeah.
Like a great, you know, you got
Mhm.
accepted, great package,
Yeah.
Mhm.
financial aid, everything. USC, super far. You've never even been over there. And they didn't give you great financial aid and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got this great school right
Yeah.
here. You moving closer to family, you know.
Yeah.
No-brainer.
So it ended up being the best thing, and
Mhm.
it was really the best decision too.
Mhm.
I wouldn't change it for that.
Yeah.
I want to know, how was the Excel program? Because I know for me, that's where I met a lot of my friends. You can imagine like coming from high school with a
Mhm.
bunch of other kids, like you've never been on this campus before,
Mhm.
new to college, it's a summer, all your friends are like probably having fun, enjoying their summer, and you're here
Yeah.
like taking some academic courses
Yeah.
early in the morning, and like just meeting new people from all over all over the country. So how was Excel, and like, do you still connect with a lot of your friends? I know you mentioned some of that. But like,
Yeah, Excel was great. Shout out to Ellen. I don't know if Ellen's still running.
oh, Ellen's still running.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ellen. Yeah.
Excel really shaped the trajectory of college for me because it allowed me to, in a smaller setting, experience it a little bit. Even though I had some experience at boarding school, it's called Wayland. So at Wayland, I had some experience. But being able to come here in a smaller setting and be like, man, all these kids, you know, way different backgrounds, but you know, we all come here same purpose.
Right.
You know, we all minorities, and we get this like head start of understanding what this campus is like and what the academics will look like, and just some people that we can hang out with once we get here. And so that set it off. I mean, some of my closest friends from there are from Excel. Probably my closest friends from Northwestern also did the Excel program, or BioExcel. And so it really just shaped the trajectory, like socially, academically, you know, everything. So shout out to Ellen, shout out to Excel.
Shout out to everyone, any Excel alumni.
Yeah, shout out to all the Excel alums.
Goats.
Wait, what's the difference between Excel and BioExcel? So I know BioExcel.
Yeah. Excel is like the engineering program.
Okay.
And then BioExcel is more like pre-med or like Weinberg.
Okay.
But Excel is like McCormick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's the main difference.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And then first year you lived in Willard.
Yeah.
So you did Excel.
Yeah.
You moved down south to Willard.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys live for Excel?
West Fairchild.
Oh, West Fairchild. Oh, and I was talking bad about West Fairchild.
I ain't say that. I don't mean nothing to me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had airs. So we're up north.
Got it.
I think it changes.
That's
like,
interesting.
Yeah.
I think I liked being in West Fairchild because we got to experience South Campus,
Yeah.
and then we'd go up to, you know, Tech North Campus for classes.
Yeah.
So we got to see the full range. So I don't know.
I like West more than East though. West Fairchild.
I don't know if I
Really?
even have been in East.
You haven't been in East?
Yeah, I don't
East has like a movie theater room.
Oh,
Like, it's
damn.
really, yeah. Even though I still like West more, but like,
Wait, is that the one with the
Cool.
flags?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
I don't know much about my Fairchilds, but
Yeah.
that's very cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a whole different experience. Like
Yeah.
living north, living south, and then
Oh, yeah.
when you were north, you lived in Kemper. So you had the best dorms, like.
Yeah, it
most
was lit.
undergrad.
It was lit, and then Plex was right in the middle.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. It was. I mean, it was a great experience. Like, I think it played out perfectly because it was like Willard. It gave me a social community that was different than like the engineering.
Right.
Yeah.
thing. So I had a lot of friends that were engineers live in North Campus.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm South Campus, I'm with, you know, all the theater students and like the art students and everything. And I think that kind of helped us because we ended up creating this group Dojo. And so that all came out of like me, two other excellers, Steve and Bomani, and then Michael, who's Steve's roommate.
Right.
We all were just in Willard, you know, hanging out, doing homework, and then we'd be like, all right, we need a break.
Right.
Pause, throw on a beat, and just start freestyling. And so at this point, I'm like out of music. Like I'm done with music. And then we kind of get into this creative space.
Yeah.
And I think part of it was we're surrounded by people who are creative.
Yeah.
So it
Wow.
limited us to be able to create that.
When did the name Prez come about? That's what I'm curious about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
so
very curious.
It came about out of that.
Okay.
So in high school, I was actually class president.
Okay.
And so
Both of us.
Shout
were-
out, we're all class.
We're all class
Yeah,
presidents.
it's
Yeah. You did the speech as well, like graduation or no?
so I wasn't senior year class president.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wait.
Yeah. I did do a speech, but I wasn't class president.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So, what was I talking about?
Prez, how the name
Prez,
Prez
yeah,
came
Oh,
about.
yeah,
Prez,
so I was class
president,
president.
yeah.
And so I had this Twitter handle as President Harris. So
Yeah.
my same Twitter handle, Instagram, everything today at President Harris. And we were doing Dojo, and we were like, let's get some shirts. And
Yeah.
so I tried to put President Harris on a shirt,
Mhm.
and it was too long.
Yeah.
It was too much. So I shortened it to Prez.
Mhm.
So I still have a shirt that says Prez Harris on the back. But at that time, I wasn't like rapper or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, let me pick a name that can go with the
Yeah,
handles
yeah,
I
yeah.
have. So
Oh,
I think it's cool because Kamala Harris is now the vice president as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Probably give mistake.
she kind of
She wrote-
stepped in and yeah.
But
She
you were
wants
the,
the
you were the
handle so
OG. You were
badly.
first.
Right, exactly,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. I'm the real Prez.
You are
Harris.
the, yeah. And if she ever becomes president,
Oh yeah.
she can never take that handle from you.
That's true.
They might. They definitely might.
Copyright.
Right.
The president of the
Right.
United States.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was gonna say I was listening to your song "One and Only" walking here, so I don't even know if I can call you a rapper because you can sing as well. You have some
I
you have some
appreciate
vocals.
that.
You need to
I
listen to some of his
appreciate
music.
I have
actually.
to.
Yeah.
I've listened to like a snippet on the
right?
Instagram page.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember nodding your head. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I'm not really much of a singer, but I will accept,
yeah.
the title of artist.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll
So if
say
someone
rapper.
like were to put you in a category when it comes to music, would you say like rapper or just an art? Like some people want to be an artist, some people don't want to be put in a box, or like genre.
Yeah, I would say I used to be a bit more particular about it.
Yeah.
I'm not too much anymore.
Yeah.
But I would say an artist is a good description
Yeah.
of who I am and, what I embody. Because there's a music side of it, but like within that, I'm writing,
Yeah.
Within that, there is the vocal performance of it, the rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Within that, there's like some producing.
Yeah.
I'm not really getting in there and pushing the buttons,
Right,
but
right.
I'm telling people, okay, this is the melody I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Let's cut this in and out on the beat.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of elements to it that people don't think about. That's not just going in and rapping.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can really see the type of artist. You seem like you're the writer, like you're like going in there writing. Is that the
Yeah.
kind of process you have, like when you go in there with a song? Like what type of, is it like things that happened in the past, or like what type of inspiration do you have, like when you make music and stuff like that?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of reflecting
Mhm.
on things that's happened and incorporating that into the music.
Yeah.
I think it can be therapeutic
Yeah.
at times and just kind of getting out whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking about.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's just, let's go have fun,
Yeah.
just write. And,
Yeah.
I borrow from other people's experiences at
Right.
times and stuff. So.
I'm also curious. So you are a musician, you are an artist, but you also, I'm sure, listen to other musicians and listen to other artists and their
Yeah.
music. And I think that probably plays a big part in how you, like, your perspective on music.
Yeah.
And I always ask this,
Mhm.
but if Spotify released the Spotify Wrapped today,
Yeah.
May 31st, 2024,
Yeah.
what would Prez Harris' top 5 artists be? And then
From this
hit us
year
with a
so
few
far?
songs. Yeah.
Top 5 songs or artists?
Artists.
Artists?
Sorry, yeah.
I mean, you got to throw Prez in there.
Okay,
We'll
yes,
put-
of course.
we'll put me in
Good,
there.
good.
I'm a big fan of Drake.
Okay.
I'm a big
I have
Drake
a question
Kendrick.
after this.
Okay,
I have
okay.
a question.
Yeah, I mean, lately the things, all that aside,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a big fan
Yeah.
of Drake. So,
Yeah.
so you'll have Drake in there. Who else? I think I just listen as things come out. So, lately I've been listening to a lot of like New York hip hop,
Okay.
the whole sexy drill
Yeah,
wave.
yeah.
So I listen to a lot of Cash,
Mhm.
Wolfface Joey,
Mhm.
so a lot of those guys. What else I've been listening to?
You seem like the type you just like you don't have like specific artists. You just listen to like
Yeah,
whatever.
I listen to a
You like
whole lot of
music,
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleo Soul,
Yeah.
she dropped. I don't know if that was earlier this year, or like
Mhm.
late last year, but
Yeah.
real soulful.
Mhm.
Listen to a lot of gospel, so Fred Hammond might be.
Okay.
there.
Oh, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Maverick City.
Yeah.
Hillsong.
Love
Yeah.
Maverick City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Kirk Franklin.
Oh,
so-
yeah.
You gotta
Yeah,
have Kirk
Kirk.
Franklin in the next,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And I still listen to the Sunday service choir.
Oh, I love
that-
Sunday
Oh
service
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Those
Yeah.
are dope.
Yeah.
So you might see some in there.
Oh, Jesus
It'll
is
be
King
Apple
album.
Music.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be Spotify
Yeah.
rap, but
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so you
like
use Apple Music? I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
get
an
the-
Apple
Prez.
Music guy.
Why, Prez?
Spotify's
Why?
move.
I don't know. They've been trying to
Yeah.
cut people's checks.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
So
But I want to know, what are your thoughts on the Kendrick and Drake before you? It
Yeah.
sounds like you're a Drake fan. So
Yeah,
what do
I'm a
you
Drake
think
fan.
about this? Because I was into that as well.
yeah, I was into it.
Yeah.
I think it was overall good for hip hop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think,
Oh, definitely.
I think we got some music from them.
Yeah.
It was cool to see Kendrick, release consistently.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed,
Yeah.
a little disappointed on the Drake side, but I think
Right.
he came with 2 good records.
Yeah, he
Family
did.
Matters, Push Ups. I think it's 2 good records.
Right.
but Kendrick was just more calculated.
Exactly.
And he just executed better, I feel like.
Yeah.
And you can see some of the mistakes, that Drake made.
Absolutely.
But two incredible artists,
Right.
two artists of our generation.
Yeah.
That's what on the hip hop side, but period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So incredible to see something like that.
Yeah.
And I really wish it was like sports, where it's
Exactly.
like you could get a rematch of things. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Who
It's
says
like,
it can't be though?
I don't know. I know what you mean.
yeah, I think
kinda sad.
it's a little weird because it's like once the damage is done, it's kind of done.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like rounds. Maybe there can be another round or something. But
Yeah, maybe
Different artists.
It could.
Different artists are beefing with each other.
What do you feel about J. Cole? Like J. Cole dropped out of it. He was in the
Yeah.
mix and then he dropped. And I think that was one of the smartest things. I don't know if you've seen all the memes about like, yo, J. Cole's one of the smartest people for like
Yeah.
dropping out of this beef.
Yeah.
But he was gonna be in. But I also feel like if you're a rapper, you should be like hungry and like the dissing of it is more of like the sport, and it shouldn't be. I don't like it when it gets like too. Maybe not okay. It can get personal, but not like when it gets like physical, like Tupac and Big E.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
I think J. Cole was kind of smart actually.
Yeah, yeah, it ended up being wise in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, J. Cole, that's my guy too.
Yeah.
So J. Cole, when that happened,
Mm-hmm.
I was disappointed. I was like, man.
Me too.
But at the same time, I understood it.
Right.
I understood from what he said, like the spiritual aspect.
Mhm.
I understood that.
Yeah.
But I also knew it's deeper than that. Like
Right.
I was like, there has to be something that we don't know
Right,
that
right,
he
right.
knows, and it ended up being the case.
Yeah.
I want to shift to touring because I know you've been on a tour yourself, and I think it was like a lot of you putting in the work. So,
Yeah.
what is it like as an artist, or like even the artists out there who want to go on tour or who have aspirations to make music? So now that you have the music set and like you have this goal of like touring, I don't know. I know you did one with like more than 6-7 shows, and like how was that experience like touring, and especially as someone who's being a part of like even the process and you have to perform.
Yeah.
So how was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was a blessing. Man, I love the experience. My favorite thing to do in all of this is perform.
Mhm.
And so to be able to take the music, the body of work that you created and put it in front of people live
Right.
and, explain it and show it in a way that people can grasp it is nothing short of a blessing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was tough. It definitely was tough. Like we went, I think it was like April through June where we did it. And then I probably started planning for it maybe in like the fall of the previous year. So like October, September, October of the previous year. So planning all of that out, and then you don't realize how much it does take like in a self-produced tour to get there and do all these things. And then it's like you also got to perform like you mentioned, and it doesn't matter what happened the day before. It don't matter if you got into a fight with nobody. It don't matter if you sick. It don't matter if your Uber was late, you didn't get to the Airbnb, and now you stuck outside. You got to go perform, and people paid to see that. And so it was a humbling experience, and it was a great experience, a great learning experience.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do it again.
Yeah.
Ready to do it again, and so yeah.
You need to perform on Dillo.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to when I was here.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do Battle of the Bands and everything.
Oh,
Yes, yeah.
So I won that my senior year, and
Okay.
then it rained,
Oh.
and they canceled my set. So yeah.
Would you
That's
ever
it.
come back and do Dilla later on?
Yeah,
kinda
I'd
fun.
definitely do it.
Yeah.
That has
Yeah.
to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always said one day I'm gonna come back and
Yeah.
do it. Hopefully as a headliner, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
This is
I
home
come back.
turf.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Do you know when you're doing like? So I know you said projects this year, primary, and then you had another one earlier in the year.
yeah, so in January I released the or it might have been February. This year is moving fast. But it was like early in the year I released the Hourglass Deluxe.
Hourglass Deluxe.
So that was the deluxe version of a project I released a couple years ago. And it was like 2 more songs than the 6 songs that already came out. So we did that. That was my first project I released like through my partnership with United Masters. And so now we're working on like this primary thing. So like every primary I've been releasing a video of me like with the podium.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I've been doing that, and then some of them have had new songs. Like a couple of them in the future are gonna have some new songs. So we'll probably release that as a project at some point, all the new songs, and then we'll be working towards the debut album.
That's awesome. Why did you pick the name Hourglass? Because I know that has a lot to do with timing and stuff. So was there like an inspiration behind that?
Yeah, there was a period of time where I was kind of like in and out of music, and then the pandemic forced me to sit down and really decide if this was something I'm gonna do. And a lot of what was going through my mind at the time is, am I running out of time to do this? You know what I mean? So it's like, rap's a young man's sport. And so you start getting those thoughts of like, you know, am I getting past that age where, you know, you can enter into the field and everything? And that was just the constant, you know, thoughts as I was creating this project. So Hourglass was the name because it felt like I was running out of time. But I think the revelation that came from it and what I was sharing with people on tour is everybody has their own journey. So it's really just about running your race, and you can't compare it to people. Like, you can't compare to social media, you know, and what you see on there. You can't compare yourself to others. You just gotta do what you do, and as long as you have joy in that, and or as long as you find joy in that, and have a good time, and feel like you're working towards your calling, or you know, whatever God has for your life, then you're doing the right thing. And there's no age limit on that.
That was powerful.
I'm curious though, because you mentioned the like gap in like kind of putting music to the side for a bit. I'm curious to learn more about that. I'm assuming, so you graduate, timeline, 2017, Northwestern, Compy graduate. Is it like after that, like the pressure of going, you know, to work? Now you're like a college graduate, you want to go make money, and then kind of like leaving your hobby to the side until, you know, you mentioned pandemic. Is that how was that timeline? What was that?
Exactly.
What happened there?
So it was just like that. And there's two gaps that I remember in terms of music. High school, I was making it. My senior year, I stopped, and then my freshman year, I wasn't really doing it. So we started Dojo my freshman year, but it was just kind of like getting together. We're starting to have bigger groups come and freestyle and stuff like that. Sophomore year, a guy, or actually it was the end of freshman year, a guy named Thaddeus Tukes. He comes and he asked me if I want to be on this mixtape for all Northwestern artists. And so he was like a big person, like the jazz scene, and like starting to make music with all these artists at Northwestern. So that got me back into it, and that's when I started using Prez Harris. So sophomore year, released a mixtape, kind of released things, you know, junior, senior year, but it was mainly like me doing shows. So because I'm doing shows all over campus, all over Chicago, I actually went on my first tour my senior year. So I did like Northwestern, University of Michigan, some other schools, Marquette and everything. So it was like, it felt like I was doing a lot, but I wasn't really making no music, putting it out. And so graduate, and then it's like trying to, you know, get into the work and like build a career and everything. And it's like, how do you balance it? So it was in and out. So it was like me trying to figure out the time of like working and making music, the money piece to it, you know, everything. And then also you don't have this college network anymore. You know, I'm not going outside and being like, yo, I just dropped this, you know. It's not this whole group of people that are like here and ready and eager to, you know, listen to more. So it was like, now I'm in Chicago, so how do I, you know, figure this out? And I think for a long time it was just like I wasn't very intentional about it. So kind of passively making music, putting it out. And then pandemic, that's when I sat down and said, let's be intentional about it.
I'm curious what would your word of advice be? Because there's a bunch of people studying engineering, maybe in Medill School of Journalism, who like want to do music, want to do something more creative. But like, you know, you mentioned the money element to things. What's your piece of advice on like continue pursuing, you know, what you want to do? And if you take a little gap, that's okay. That's part of the journey, you know. What's your piece of advice? I'm curious.
And just to add to that, like what you learned as well. Like I'm hearing a lot of consistency, maybe being a part of that, but just curious to know what you learned as well.
Yeah, I think there's kind of two pieces. Like in terms of advice, I would probably say just do it. You know, I think a lot of times I was maybe concerned about like how I was going to do it, or would get bogged down into that, or like, you know, what are people going to think and stuff if I do it in this and it's not quality or whatnot. But just do it. The more you do it, and the more that you, honestly, the more that you fail in front of people, you're going to grow faster. So if it's something that you're serious about, you just got to do it, and you know, repetition. And that's something that I wish I did more, especially when I was here, was just be more consistent. And I think the other thing I wish I did more when I was here was tap into the resources. Like, you know, you got this whole studio, you got, you know, a whole radio station, you know, you got all this equipment and all these talented people that are here and that want to do stuff and want to do it for free. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that just want to do it to get the experience in the same way that you do. Collaborate, you know, build a community while you in this already established community, you know. So I think that's some of the stuff that I wish I would have did when I was here.
Mom, I made it moment.
Mama,
the time.
Oh yeah. So the name of our podcast is Mama, I Made It. And you know, when you hear the term Mama, I Made It, it's when you succeeded in something, or we always tell them, Mom, we made it, we did this thing. So is there something in your lifespan, it does anything, it could be anything, where you feel like you had your Mama, I Made It moment, or what was your Mama, I Made It moment?
That's a good question. I mean, it's an interesting thing because it's like when you have so many goals, you never really feel like you made it. But I am, you know, a big believer in celebrating wins, you know, small or big, and celebrating wins. So there's been moments along the way that have just been a huge blessing. Like, it's like, thank you, God. Like, there's nothing but God, you know. I think two that stand out right now is like when we performed in Toronto. That was like incredible because you're in a whole different country and it's just like people are showing you love like you from there. You know what I mean? And so engaged, so energetic, like, and I mean, selling T-shirts and everybody, you know, wants to be a part of what you're doing. So that was a huge moment. First time ever even being in Toronto, so that was a blessing. And then I would say partnering with United Masters was also a big moment. And so being able to, in a couple years, just from doing the work to connect with people and network and, you know, commune, it led to this moment. So it was a good moment where it was like, man, I see how all the work is paid off, but it's like we still haven't made it. Like it's go time now.
Job's not finished.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Loaded.
I like it.
Wow.
You have a very like calming presence. Like
Very
you're
true.
speaking
You
right
have
now.
a good aura.
It's very it's so calming.
I
and it's
know.
like, I'm just listening to.
Yeah, I appreciate
Like an older brother talking, dropping
Words of
words
wisdom.
of wisdom.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Oh, man, thank you so much for being on the episode.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Prez
that.
Harris,
Of
guys,
course.
in the
Prez
flesh.
Harris.
With
He's here.
Yes, sir.
look at the jacket too. Look at that PH.
Yeah.
I got
Actually,
some,
I always
some goodies for y'all too, man.
no
I mean, it's
way.
just like some
Thank you.
stickers.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Yeah.
This is the
Gosh.
iconic Prez Harris.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Look at that,
Prez
guys.
Harris. Make sure
Thank
you
so
follow
much.
him.
And then plug the social media.
Yeah,
Plug everything.
everything.
At President Harris on everything. You know, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, go stream me. Prez Harris, Prez Harris. So
Yeah.
tune in.
Yes. Thank you so
Yes.
much. It means we know how busy you are, so
Yeah.
you know you got a wedding
Appreciate
later. So this means a lot to us.
Exactly,
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
It means
it.
a lot to me too. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching.
That's it.
So, yeah. Oh, we should tell them, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We never say this, but we should start saying it now. So make sure you comment and subscribe.
Can we all point and say, "Mom, I made it"?
Yeah,
at the
let's
end?
do it. We can do it.
We'll just all point at the camera and say, "Mom, I made it."
Yeah.
Is that a
we'll do.
specific one? Or?
This camera.
Okay.
This one? Okay.
3, 2, 1. Mama, I made it. Okay,
Hey.
that's a wrap.
It's a
Thank
wrap.
you.